Welcome, everybody, to the Wedding Songs Podcast. I am Matt Campbell. Today, I have a very special episode that I love doing, just sharing some of my knowledge, getting you really interested in music, and it's the 6 degrees of separation, how some of these artists are connected with each other. So I give you 6 artists. And today we're starting with Luke Combs. Where we're going to end up? We're going to end up with Bon Jovi as the last one. So somehow we're going to get through this. And you know what? I'm just going to give you tips on what songs I would play, songs to consider by specific artists. So let's go ahead and get started with our very first artist, and that is Luke Combs. Now, of course, Luke has many love songs out there for First Dance. You know, you may not know this, but Beautiful Crazy, he actually sang on his wedding day, a beautiful love song you could have for your ceremony and even as a first dance. Another one is Forever After All. It went straight to #1. Definitely another great one. He has a brand new one that is the perfect father walk the aisle with his daughter, the bride, and it's called Giving Her Away. One song that you definitely have to check out, and I can see this being huge in 2026 for brides wanting to walk down the aisle. You know, it doesn't even have to be your dad. It could be a stepfather, it could be a grandfather. Whatever that special person looks like for you is just a great song to walk down the aisle, like I said. If you're looking for something that is a little bit, I would consider it to be a background song for dinner or cocktail hour, and that's Fast Car. It's a huge song for him. That was just released in 2023, so just a few years old. And you know what? He just released a EP as well. Back in the Saddle is a great party song that you wanna play. And also one of the other ones that I really like that was also recently released is My Kind of Saturday Night. Now on that same album is Days Like These, which is another slow song that you could play as a first dance song that's really hits the emotions. So that's some of the Luke Combs songs. Of course, he's got a huge library of songs that you can check out, and you know, those are just some of my favorites that you can listen to and add to your wedding playlist. So Luke Combs did many collaborations with other artists, and that takes me to the second person because he released Does to Me with Eric Church. So that's my first degree of separation. Funny enough, Eric Church's most popular stream song is Springsteen. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, but that's a mid-tempo song you could play as a two-step song. But if you're going to play a party song, definitely Drink in My Hand would be right at the very top for Eric Church. Now, if you're looking for a parent song, Like Jesus Does is a very popular song that you could even play as a money dance song if you're still doing that in your area. Even Record Year is a really good two-step song. Well, Eric's just been around for a long time, but those would be a few of the songs that I would put near the top of the list if I'm going to play Eric Church. You know, talking about, like I just said, his most streamed song is Springsteen, so I have to mention Bruce Springsteen because that's who that song is about. What's funny is there's probably, if you're from Jersey, there's probably a ton of songs that you would play by Bruce Springsteen. But if you're not from that area, there's probably 2 songs that I would consider just really epic. And it's really not Born in the USA because some people have problems with this song because it's really not a 4th of July song just because of the lyrics. But I really think that there is a better party song than that, and that is Dancing in the Dark. And what's great, it's just one of those great party songs that makes you feel good. And some of us may forget who got pulled up onto the stage to dance during this song, and she was made famous. We could say got her big break from the music video. I don't think so, because she made her big break from being an actress on the TV show Friends. And that actress is not Jennifer Aniston. That is Courtney Cox. Actually got pulled up onto the stage to dance during the Dancing in the Dark. A little fun fact there. And, if you're looking for a little slower song, if you're from that, like I said, the Jersey area, but I still think it's a great slow song as well if you're into that classic rock. Because we forget this album was released in 1984, hard to believe, and that song is "I'm on Fire," and I that's just another one of those I think great love songs. Now, of course, Secret Garden was released, and they did a version of this for "Show Me the Money," and that was Jerry Maguire. They did a remix of this. I remember playing it in the 90s to the Secret Garden. If you have fans of the movie and also fans of Bruce Springsteen, that's a great crossover that you could do for during dinner. It's a little bit slower, and it has features clips from the Jerry Maguire movie. So that's 3 artists. Luke Combs has a collaboration with Eric Church. Eric Church's number 1 song is Springsteen, but also another artist that he collaborated with, that we're talking about Luke Combs, is Post Malone. Now, Post Malone had a collaboration with Combs called Guy for That. I think that's a fun, upbeat song. Now, if I'm going to look at Post Malone's catalog with the conversion into country music recently, I still got to go with one of my favorite songs of his, and it's definitely one of the most streamed songs at 4 billion streams. I think this is a great dinner song, could be even a cocktail hour song, and that is Sunflower. Just one of those great songs, even though it was from the animated movie. I just love this song, and a song that you could play. I wouldn't consider it a dance song. Another one of those, I think, when he was really into the hip hop era, I would pick Rockstar was really popular. 2 other of my favorites, probably Congratulations. I've seen Congratulations be as an entrance song for not only the wedding party, but for the couple as well. And Wow is another one. If you have Post Malone fans there, I think that's great. If you're converting into the country realm, then his collaboration with Morgan Wallen with I Had Some Help was really popular in the last few years as far as the crossover into country and hip hop. So those are a few of the ones that I would play. His third most stream song is Circles. That would be another background song. But for me, the lyrics, I don't think it's really wedding appropriate. So those are just a few that I would consider near the top of the list for Post Malone. Now, next up, we're at 4. I got 2 left, and I already mentioned this song. It is Fast Car. Well, Fast Car, of course, was first released by Tracy Chapman. So you could even mix a collaboration or your own version of Fast Car where you're bringing in Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs during the choruses, or however you want to do that. If you're a mix master creating your own tracks, but the funny thing is Fast Car, even though it has the most streams in her catalog at 1.1 billion. Her third most popular, I love this song so much more than even Fast Car. And it is an upbeat song you could play during cocktail hour. People who know Chapman will really appreciate it. It was a really big song, and that is "Give Me One Reason." This was one sleeper song, a hidden gem. I think that often gets overlooked. If you're going from "Give Me One Reason" to "Walking in Memphis" to whatever you want to play, I think these are just some great songs, hidden gems that you could play during your cocktail hour. And finally, I have one other artist, and we're talking about Jersey. And these guys actually became friends later in life, and that is from Bruce Springsteen to Bon Jovi. Now, of course, Bon Jovi, when you think of Bon Jovi, you always think of their number 1 most streamed song at 2.1 billion streams on Spotify, and that's "Living on a Prayer." And for air band fans from the 80s and early 90s, they love Bon Jovi and Living on a Prayer. The video was epic. And one other song I think that we kind of forget about is It's My Life. That's another great party song that you could throw in there. That has over 1 billion streams as well. If you're looking for slower songs for a slow dance and you just of course, at the top of the list has to be Always. That would be my very first pick. But if you're looking for a sing-along song and you have 80s hair band fans there, and that's that 80s classic rock music, I would not overlook this acoustic song, and that is Wanted Dead or Alive. If you played that at a party that I was at, I would be singing the lyrics at the top of my lungs. It's just one of those epic songs with just a guy and a guitar. And even if you have a fusion for your reception, man, if you have an acoustic guitar player playing this, oh my gosh, that would be 100% epic. That would just give me goosebumps. And, Bon Jovi actually has many other songs that they released. And one of the other ones I want to cover is Kiss the Bride. That's one that you could play that's wedding related. That's on that album that was released in 2025. That I think that would be really cool to play. Another one that is a newer that came out also is Bon Jovi's collaboration with Pitbull called Now or Never. That's another party song. Of course, Pitbull has so many party songs, but if you're trying to blend the Latin and the hip hop and the rock music into, I think that's a great crossover song is Now or Never. One song not to overlook. Of course, Keep the Faith is another sing-along song that you could play. And if you're looking for a sleeper song by Bon Jovi, back in their very first album, Runaway, another great party song. So there you have my 6 picks going from Luke Combs to Eric Church to Bruce Springsteen to Post Malone to Tracy Chapman to Bon Jovi. I think that's a great way to just think about music and think about how you're going to blend the music and how things are connected. You don't have to get on the microphone and announce, hey, this is how these are all connected. I wouldn't necessarily do that, or I wouldn't do that. But I think it's kind of cool that if you know this information, then it just makes you a better DJ. If you have an artist that you want me to do a 6 degree of separation, you can reach out to us on our YouTube channel at My Wed Songs is our channel name. And then you can also reach out to me on all of our social media platforms. And stay tuned for next Thursday at 5 a.m. Pacific time for our next episode. Thanks for listening and have a great day.
You're the wedding DJ. You can spend hours searching TikTok for the next wedding hit, but you know the feeling, that couple asking for an obscure first dance song. No one